ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to First Reflections, my attempt at making a Steven Universe reaction series. We're in the endgame now, folks. The final 2 confirmed episodes before we go on Steven Universe Future's first hiatus. I know, it's been a ride. It's been quite a long ride, but it's been a really exciting one, and how fitting that we end the very first section of Steven Universe Future episodes as the new decade slowly approaches. That is right, 2020 is coming up. New year, new decade, new possibilities, new fun to be had. But before we do that, let's end the year off right with some Steven Universe. So, we have the 2 episode descriptions right here. They're actually the shortest out of all the episode descriptions that we've had so far. Starting off is Little Graduation. Steven and the Gems celebrate Little Homeschool's first graduating class. That's it. That's all we get, is just that one little sentence right there. Nothing about the tone or what characters are really going to show up, just Steven and the Gems celebrate the first graduating class. I honestly don't know what to expect for this one. Is it going to be like a happy episode where we reflect back on all the success that Steven has had running this new school? Is it going to be like a sad, somber episode where Steven kind of regrets, running the school and everything? Or is it going to be like some kind of surprise action-based episode where someone is going to crash the graduation? Because I've heard some people predicting that someone is going to, crash the graduation. Maybe some unexpected character, maybe one of the characters we've seen already. And then that would kind of make sense, as sort of a cliffhanger for what's going to happen for the next half of the series. So I honestly have absolutely no idea what to expect from this one. It's extremely vague, but hey, the vaguer the episode, that means the more chances it has to surprise me, so that'll be fun. And next is probably the episode I've been looking forward to the most out of all of them, and even one that I made like a super long prediction video on, Prickly Pear. After leaving Little Homeschool, Steven has found a new hobby, plants. So, this is pretty much guaranteed to involve Cactus Steven in some way, shape, or form. I predicted that it would also involve other characters like Peridot, Lapis, and Pumpkin. First of all, since we haven't really seen a lot of them, and second of all, because plants are kind of Peridot's thing. She's been farming for longer than anybody else in the cast, so I was kind of hoping that maybe she would play some kind of role in this episode. You can watch my predictions video. I guarantee that what I predicted in that video is going to be wrong here, because I usually am wrong, but you know what, it's fun to make little stories based on what little information you have, so, let's just watch these episodes, see how fantastic they are. Let's hope that we end this section of future episodes on a good note, and yeah, let's get started and see what we have here. So, we're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1, go. City killer and the suspects, keep them coming with the callbacks, yeah! Sadie! Hey girl, looking good!
Shep is Sadie's new partner. They met while she
was alright, can we pause for just 1 second? So, alright, so this is interesting. So, first of all, I'm glad we got to see the inside of Lars's cake shop. Looks pretty good. Looks like a cute little place. I like the reference where Steven said, it's the first time since we've been together in a pastry establishment, obviously referring to the big donut. Shemp, huh? Alright, so, looks like Sadie's got a brand new partner. I heard a they and a them when they were describing them, so, yeah, getting a little non-binary representation in there. I like that. I was never the biggest Sadie and Lars shipper. Even their last reunion in Change Your Mind, when they finally met up again, it kind of felt more like old friends catching up than, long-lost lovers reuniting once again. I didn't really get that vibe from them. I'm kind of glad that they can still stay friends, though. That's pretty cool. And something I'm just noticing right now, behind Lars, his menu is all puns, like croissant moon, Galileo galette, total eclipse of the tart. Taking a page out of Bob Belcher's book with the punny menu items there, are you Lars? Yeah. So are the off-colors the only ones graduating? That's interesting.
Let really know someone until you've been stranded on an island with them.
Reference. Kind of uncomfortable reference, but a reference nonetheless.
Buck got into medical school.
Medical school? Good job, Buck. Respect.
And I'll make the finest
Oh!
for your mobile device.
Oh, you should hit up BMO from Adventure Time. I hear he's in the market for a new jacket. Oh! What? Oh no, Steven activated his ultimate!
Lars!
No, it's you, dude. You're the one bottling up the feelings.
I didn't see any of this.
That's because it was private.
Thank you, by the way. Can I just say, everybody was complaining about that. Oh, oh, it's adorable.
Take it easy.
Mixtape's got a little Shep, little Sadie, little.
Just a couple more minutes.
Aw. Yep, that's totally me when I hug someone.
Hard to
I'm looking forward, I'm looking forward, I'm looking forward now. I'm looking forward now. Alright, so that was little graduation. Ow, by the way. Ow, my feels. Ow, my feels. Okay, so that was a lot. That was a really interesting episode. I don't really think we've only had like one really big emotional gut punch episode. Like, a lot of the episodes were really emotional and really sweet. Snow Day was really good. Volleyball was the big punch I was talking about, but this one, ow. Ow, ow, ow. Alright, so highlights. Let's do some highlights before like my stomach gives out from all the feels punches. So highlights. First of all, I like that Sadie and Lars are both moving on with their lives, and it's a mutual agreement. Like, they both agreed that the paths that they're on are the best for both of them. That Sadie is continuing with her new partner, and apparently the Suspects broke up, which I did not expect. I mean, literally in Little Homeschool a few episodes ago, they were saying that they were touring to promote their new album, but I guess that's just an example of how fast things can change. And Lars is going back in space, so Lars of the Stars will rise again. That's awesome. Also, to those that say that that Uncle Grandpa episode Say Uncle is not canon anymore, well, I guess now it is. So long, Shep. Shep is a pretty cool new character. I think I like their design, I like their personality, I like how they kind of played therapist at the end for Steven, saying that he doesn't have really everything figured out and maybe he needs to take some time to figure himself out. And I really like the idea that Steven feels like he doesn't really have any purpose unless he's helping his friends. Like, he needs to start doing things for himself. That's a great lesson. And I can kind of relate because sometimes I tie a lot of my self-worth to how much I can help people and how much I can make people feel good. So I can actually really relate to Steven's plight. Also, Steven apparently left Little Homeschool. He's not going to be teaching Little Homeschool anymore. I guess that whole little scene at the end, he's going to take some time to sort of find his own path and, you know, find himself. I think that's really awesome. I'm really looking forward to exactly what that's going to lead to. I like that we got to see a brand new power from Steven in the form of this, like, diamond force field type thing. And I like how Shep explained that he's basically doesn't want to let his friends go to the point where he basically literally entraps them in this gigantic dome and squishes them constantly closer so that they'll always be close to him. It may be a little too close in this case, but either way, I like that idea. I like that we're showing more powers tied to his emotions. It's really great stuff. I'm really looking forward to exactly how this is all gonna pay off. Also, can I just say right now, big thank you for that scene where Sadie said it was done in private. Steven Universe has gotten so much criticism where they say that, like, every episode is attached to Steven, every important event has to happen through Steven, and finally we get an episode where something important was done off screen that Steven did not participate in, and they acknowledge it as so, showing that things can happen where Steven doesn't have to be attached. And hopefully, with that scene and that little revelation, that things can happen now. Maybe we'll get some episodes that don't exactly involve Steven all the time, and things can kind of just naturally happen on their own without Steven needing to get involved. I understand that Steven getting involved back then was kind of necessary for stuff like the, the pink diamond reveal and whatnot, but, maybe this will be the start. Let's get some episodes and some events and some scenes that don't always involve Steven. Let's see some characters just kind of be themselves without Steven needing to be daisy-chained to every single episode. I think that would be an interesting change of pace maybe for like the second half of the series. So yeah, overall, this was a really great episode. Real emotional punch, I must say. Really great episode. I feel like I'm gonna have a ballpark with this when I do an analysis video, because now that the hiatus is going on, I can finally catch up with all my episode analysis videos, and this one's gonna be really interesting to talk about, because not only do I relate to what's going on here, but there's a lot to talk about for all the characters involved. A lot for Sadie, a lot for Lars, a lot for Steven, especially for Steven, considering he doesn't even know what path his life is gonna go on at this point. So, all things considered, really great episode. I think it's fantastic. I really like the kind of soft, kind of quiet, somber ending where Steven literally just lays on top of his car and looks up at the stars, because even he doesn't know where his life is going at this point. And honestly, we don't either. I mean, we still got, assumably, more series to go with Steven Universe Future, so I guess we'll find out exactly what's going to happen to him as time goes on. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, either way, a great episode, fantastic, and we're going to move on to Prickly Pear now. We're going to see how that goes.
And the rest of her band, Daisy Clover and the Shrub Specks.
Well, I appreciate the pun, Steven. You've clearly got some problems to work out, dude. Oh, here comes the spit. Yep. Here comes the starting point of the whole episode. Aww. Oh, look at little cactus head.
And he said my name.
Oh, Pearl, you don't have to be so conceited.
That's so weird. Steven, Cactus seems really down on himself.
Steven doesn't want to let out his true feelings, so I'm gonna do it for him. Hey, you let me out of this box right now, mister. You can't escape your feelings. You're gonna have to talk to the crystal gems eventually. Can you hear me? I'm too small for this pet. Phenomenal cactus power! Itty bitty living space! You can't escape your inner turmoil, Steven!
Okay, bye.
You know they could see through the window, right, dude? You're not really gonna be able to hide anything. Oh, there it is. There's the image we've been waiting for. Aww. Yeah, oh, that's adorable. Ew. Totally worth it, though.
It's time for me to go my own way, and you should too. Bye-bye!
Okay, so that was Prickly Pear. Alright, well, you already punched me in the feels with Little Graduation. You're gonna punch me again with this one, huh? Alright. So, yeah, my predictions were almost 100% off. I say almost because I was right in saying that Cactus Steven is going to be representative of all the internal emotions that Steven has been bottling up, and it literally repeated back everything to him. And can I just say right now, there are so many ingenious, ideas when it came to making his plant, the plant that reflects his internal emotions, into a cactus. First of all, think about this for a second. Cactuses, if you touch a cactus, you're gonna get hurt. And every time that Steven tried to shut Cactus Steven up when he was spilling all the beans and telling him all of his deepest personal thoughts, he got hurt. He couldn't do it. You know, he got, needles on his hand. So that's a great little way to symbolize that you can't shut your internal feelings up. You need to reveal them at some point. You need to talk to others. If you keep bottling them up, it's only gonna hurt you. I love that idea. Second of all, I like that they said that the cactus is one of the most resilient of Earth's plants. It also shows just how determined Steven is to keep his emotions inside and not, pester anybody with them. Similar to a cactus, Steven has like a very thick skin, a very thick head that's just not going to be pierced. He's not going to spill any of these beans to anybody in public, and I think that's a really cool idea too. And my favorite out of all the things, the fact that the cactus only repeated phrases that Steven said. Like, I'll bet you if you went over all of Steven's dialogue and all of Cactus Steven's dialogue, there's not a single line that Cactus Steven said that didn't come out of Steven's mouth at some point in this episode. Literally repeating back all of the inner thoughts that he had. Also, the fact that Cactus Steven actually left the house at the end of the episode, remember, Cactus Steven repeats and does everything that Steven did. So I think that's symbolic that in the same way that Cactus Steven left the house and is probably going to try and find himself, it's the same way that Steven now needs to leave all of these thoughts behind and find himself too. Cactus Steven left the house and carved out his own path, and now normal Steven has to carve out his own path. Besides Cactus Steven, I'm really glad we got to get a deeper dive into Steven's psyche. I mean, right from the beginning when I saw that he was giving names to all of the plants, like the names of his friends and family members and whatnot, I could tell that he still was a little not right in the head. He still had a few things that he needed to work out. And considering this is the last episode before the hiatus, what an episode to end on, by the way, I'm hoping that we'll get to have a deeper dive into his character and that we'll be able to see him progress and hopefully move past this phase in his life. I want Steven to move past the phase in his life where he he feels like his entire self-worth is tied to his friends and family, like helping his friends and family. I wanted to get to a point where the things he does are for him and him alone. Because one thing that I've always believed, one thing that I've always repeated back to myself, it's great to help others. It's great to be a friend. It's great to be someone who loves others and wants to help others. But at the end of the day, you're all you've got. You know, like you can help people as much as you want. You can be a friend as much as you want. But when push comes to shove, when all else is gone, you only have you. And I really think Steven needs to learn about that kind of stuff. And I believe he will. I have a lot of faith that he will. So yeah, no Lapis, no Peridot, no Pumpkin like I was hoping for. My predictions were pretty wrong, even though, like I said, the cactus did represent Steven's internal emotions, but I don't mind. This was a great episode regardless. Everything about this episode was awesome. I don't really know where I would put it on my favorites. Same thing with Little Graduation. I feel like I need to watch it a second time and just kind of like absorb all the dialogue and absorb all the information. Like I said, I feel like my analysis retrospective kind of thing is going to be a lot better than my reaction because there's a lot to unpack here. Both of these episodes, there's a lot to unpack here. But if I had to sum up Prickly Pear in like one sentence, I think this fits really well. Steven grew by growing a new Steven. Like literally, he went through personal growth by growing another him and, you know, realizing that now he needs to take his life in an entirely new direction. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to what the second part of Steven Universe Future is going to bring. All of these episodes have kind of just been mostly small scale, you know, tiny little problems. You know, even if they went to other planets or other places, the problems were kind of small scale. Little Homeschool was small scale, you know, Guidance was, you know, a very special episode was, Why So Blue. All of these episodes, they had personal moments, they had really strong emotional moments, but the majority of them were very small scale feeling, you know, those kinds of things. And we've gotten a decent amount of reveals from what we saw in the intro. We got Cactus Steven, we got the 2 Lapises, we got Bluebird Azurite, we got Jasper, all them guys, but we still have yet to see what's up with White Diamond and that gigantic Sneeple-like creature in the background. And I'm assuming that's what we're going to see in the next part. Next part, I'm assuming, is going to be the big, plot-heavy, you know, story-based episodes. You know, this was the character growth episode. Some were silly, you know, some were deep, some were both. But all of this was all character-based episodes, and all good, by the way. I don't think there's a single episode in this set so far that I didn't at least like somewhat. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to what's coming up next. I'm hoping it'll be good. I guarantee it'll be good. We got a little hiatus coming up, plenty of time to do a little deeper analysis in the episodes I reacted to. I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, this might be the last First Reflections for a little while, but in the meantime, I'll be doing all kinds of other Steven Universe videos. I'll be doing videos on other cartoons. I've got one more video planned before the end of the year. I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's a very special video to me, and hopefully you guys will like it too. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. I liked both of these episodes. I'm not sure where I'll rank them. Like I said, I gotta watch them again. But overall, this was a ton of fun. So I hope you enjoyed these episodes as much as I did. We enter the hiatus now, and hopefully the new episodes will be coming up soon. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you all real soon.